there's any information anybody has, even if it might look poorly on Caleb. You know, I encourage you, it doesn't matter, he's gone, he's been taken. So reputation aside, if there's anything that anybody knows that can lead to the capture of this individual, please share it with the police.
Following an extensive investigation, Clovis police arrested two 16-year-olds. Both a male and a female were in a dating relationship and who were acquainted with Caleb. The male is accused of being the shooter, while the female is believed to have driven the getaway car, a white 2024 Tesla. Both suspects were booked into the Fresno County Juvenile Justice Center on charges of murder. Let's run this clip.
So on April 23rd, 2025 at 7:44 p.m., the white Tesla that we ultimately recovered arrived at McDonald's, the parking lot, with both suspects inside. And here's a photo. We're not going to show any video. These are all going to be still photos. So this is several, later we'll go through the timeline, but this is early on in the evening. It's still daytime hours. And the two suspects are in this vehicle, and they show up at the McDonald's. They stay for about 28 minutes, and at 8:12, the Tesla leaves the McDonald's parking lot with both of the suspects inside the vehicle. This is just a picture of the vehicle leaving. It had parked right in front of the McDonald's. 10 minutes later, at 8:22 p.m., surveillance footage shows Caleb entering the McDonald's. So this is that previous video that we provided in the last press conference, so just a still of him coming into the McDonald's. 11 minutes after Caleb entered McDonald's at 8:33 p.m., video surveillance footage on Knees, west of Willow, show the male suspect walking eastbound on Knees on the south side of the street. So if you can see that there, he's walking towards McDonald's. At the same time, so this is at 8:33, at the same time at 8:33, the white Tesla arrives back at the McDonald's parking lot, being driven by the female suspect. And she's going to park a couple sets of rows back south of the location. At 8:38 p.m., surveillance footage shows the male suspect entering McDonald's, which we previously provided the video for that. And then at 8:54 p.m., again, this is prior video footage, just shows him sitting inside of the McDonald's. 8:56, the suspect follows the victim and his friends exiting the restaurant, which again, we've provided this before. The shooting occurs right after this, after they walk outside. The suspect runs west through the parking lot towards Willow. 1 minute later at 8:57 p.m., video surveillance footage on Knees, west of Willow, show the male suspect running westbound on Knees on the south side of the sidewalk. So the same camera that we had earlier with him walking is now showing him running back the opposite direction. 2 minutes after this, at 8:59 p.m., video surveillance footage on Knees, west of Willow, shows the Tesla westbound on Knees being driven by the female suspect. So she actually goes by this location, does a U-turn kind of in front of the church, comes back, makes another U-turn and goes back again westbound, we believe looking for him. Later, video surveillance footage is captured in a neighborhood, which we're not going to release, and I kind of talked about this, the reasons why last time, showing the suspect getting into this vehicle and then leaving the neighborhood. And we believe, we don't have it on camera, but based on these cameras that we do have, we believe they left the area westbound on Knees prior to our officers arriving. So that is what I'm going to be able to provide you today.
At around 10:30 Tuesday morning, detectives were seen going through the home and garage where they found a 2024 white Tesla. Investigators towed the Tesla away about 40 minutes later. Back on April 23rd, Caleb Quick was killed in the McDonald's parking lot on Willow and Knees. The suspect was seen on surveillance video inside the McDonald's before the deadly shooting. Investigators believe the suspect ran west across 10 lanes of traffic to escape into Fresno. where they say a white Tesla was waiting.
2024 and newer model. On the back portion here, it actually spells out Tesla versus having the Tesla symbol. So that's why we know it's a 2024 and newer.
Police have now confirmed Tuesday's search warrant is connected to Quick's murder. No arrests have been made in the case. The Valley Crime Stoppers reward for information leading to an arrest in the case doubled Tuesday, reaching $40,000. And that seized Tesla is here for evidence in the case, and anyone with information is asked to call Clovis PD or Valley Crime Stoppers with any information. You can find that number on your screen.
And we are tracking breaking news out of Clovis, where the reward for information leading to an arrest in the homicide of a teenager has increased to $20,000. The police department says Valley Crime Stoppers and an anonymous donor have put up the reward to help find the person who killed 18-year-old Caleb Quick. This comes after the initial $10,000 reward was announced on Friday during a press conference. Quick was outside of a McDonald's on April 23rd when a suspect dressed all in black came up from behind and shot him in the head. The gunman then ran west into the city of Fresno before being picked up in a white Tesla Model 3.
Starts now with breaking news.
And we are tracking breaking news out of Clovis, where the reward for information leading to an arrest in the homicide of a teenager has increased to $20,000. The police department says Valley Crime Stoppers and an anonymous donor have put up the reward to help find the person who killed 18-year-old Caleb Quick. This comes after the initial $10,000 reward was announced on Friday during a press conference. Quick was outside of a McDonald's on April 23rd when a suspect dressed all in black came up from behind and shot him in the head. The gunman then ran west into the city of Fresno before being picked up in a white Tesla Model 3. The motive for the killing remains unclear. Anyone with information is encouraged to call Clovis Police or Valley Crime Stoppers. That number.
James Quick, who was murdered in Clovis last night. Family and friends continue to mourn the loss tonight of 18-year-old Caleb James Quick, who was murdered in Clovis last night. We brought this to you as breaking news last night at 10.
Now, police are still searching for the suspect who they say shot Quick outside of a McDonald's in a shopping center near Nees and Willow Avenues. That's where we find Fox 26 reporter Brianda Lemus, where a memorial is growing tonight. Brianda, what are people telling you about Caleb Quick?
Well, there's a lot of nice words people have said about Caleb. A lot of family and friends were out here this evening, and also some still joining us right now. Now, to get back to what those who have said about Caleb, they tell me Quick would hang out with his friends at this McDonald's. I spoke with one of his friends who has been close with him since they were in 7th grade. She tells me it still doesn't feel real, and they remember him as an outgoing, goofy, and kind person.
Always funny in the life of the party. He's very outgoing and respectful towards people, but then also very joking, or being like just goofy, kind, smart, but he won't own up to him being smart, but he was smart.
Just before 9 Wednesday night, Clovis police were called about shots fired outside the McDonald's in this shopping center at Nees and Willow Avenues. When officers arrived, they found 18-year-old Caleb James Quick suffering from a gunshot wound. He was taken to a local hospital where he died overnight. Clovis police are still searching for a suspect seen wearing a black hoodie carrying a handgun. Quick was a student at Clovis Online School and a member of Clovis Hills Church. Shaylin Kirk was friends with Quick. She also attends the church, says this McDonald's was a place they often hang out after youth night on Wednesday.
He would always get 2 or 4 McChickens, but we'd always just mess around, listen to music, hang out. Even after we were done, like in there, we'd just be in the parking lot hanging out.
Senior Pastor Sean Beatty opened his doors at the Clovis Hills Church for family, friends, and the community for prayers and support.
Caleb was a hilarious and vibrant young man. He loved to serve. He loved music. He loved when the worship music would play.
Kirk tells me her friends are now left wondering whether this is still a safe place to hang out. She also told me Quick loved to line dance and they had planned to go line dancing tonight. Now the Clovis Police Department is still looking for the suspect who shot Quick. If anyone with information is asked to give them a call or also call Valley Crime Stoppers. And live in Clovis, Bryan, Fox 26 News.
Many of them with him just hours before he took his last breath.
We all met up at the rodeo, hanging out by the buck and shoots, just always his goofy self back there. So, and we walked him out, we said bye to him, and that's kind of when later on that night, everything kind of just happened.
The shooting sending a chilling ripple effect across the entire community.
Everybody knows each other, especially Caleb. He knew everybody in this town, and everybody knew who he was. And whenever his name would be brought up, it just put a smile on everybody's face.
Caleb's mom with this message tonight.
If there's any information anybody has, even if it might look poorly on Caleb, you know, I encourage you, it doesn't matter. He's gone. He's been taken, so reputation aside, if there's anything that anybody knows that can lead to the capture of this individual, please share it with the police.
And back out here live again, the shooter is still on the run. They are described again to be wearing all black, walking away from this McDonald's. Anyone with any information is being asked to come forward and contact Clovis Police. And
they hate you. You're gonna die. I don't want to do this.